Cydney.
Sorry. But can I be in the shop though?
I was trying somehow to let you do that, but see, I don't have another mic for you.
It's fine. You don't really have, as long as you hear me, then it's good. Sit on your big chair. Alright. Alright. Alright, let me get my question brain up. Alright, we're good.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we're looking at you. In the age of social media, the world met my daughter when I did. You want to do something today?
No!
One post at a time, we've all watched me and my little girl grow up. Somewhere between tragedy and testimony, a different story started. A simple love letter to family and friends in different cities evolved into, well, quite the adventure. From hating soccer as the smallest person on the team, to pretty fancy footwork against girls and boys much older, you've all been along the way. I think my kid is pretty funny. More often than not, she doesn't even know who she is. Quite simply, she's just Cydney being Cydney. So since everyone is doing interviews for content, I figured I'd sit with my biggest fan and let her ask me whatever question she wants, and just let the camera run.
Sounds good. Alright, let me get my question brain up. Alright, we're good.
Is for me or just in general?
For you. And then tell me just in general.
In general, being single is...
She just tried to get her way because that's what girls do, because I do that too.
This is hard trying to answer these questions for a 7-year-old to understand.
Okay. So, what's the most stressful part about being single? I really gotta know.
The most stressful part of being single is
eating pickles. Eating pickles. Okay, you can continue.
You're silly.
I actually want a pickle now. Okay, keep going. If you put likes on it, then put likes on it. If you don't put likes on it, then don't put likes on it. So, what's the most difficult part of being single? I didn't say single father, I just meant single period.
Nobody likes being alone. Everybody likes having somebody.
Well, you have me.
Yes, but things are different because you're my kid and I'm raising you to be a better version of me and your mother. And at some point you're gonna go on, you're gonna get married and you're gonna have your own family.
Really?
Yeah, you have your own husband and your own kids and...
Sorry. There's a bug about to... I actually smacked a fly. I'm impressed.
Ask me, ooh, hold on.
No.
A piece of your dress flew up your nose.
I'm twins.
I'm twins.
What are all these tattoos for?
They're decoration. All of my tattoos mean something and they're different parts of me. I'm gonna have them for the rest of my life.
Phoenix?
The Phoenix goes back to when I was a rapper. I used to go by the name P Solo and the P was short for Phoenix, so it was something that was just always a part of me. But that's why I have that. That's why I have a phoenix feather here.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that. Tattoo accessory. Oh yeah, and boom. How about me and brother? What does that resemble?
Well, I think you know what that resembles. The two right here on my forearm, I got for my 30th birthday, in which I just told you and my nephew, just draw pictures of yourself for me. You guys didn't know what it was for, but I did. And in that way, I knew I would just come in and surprise you guys.
I remember one time I was just coloring and then you like draw a picture of yourself. So I did.
There we go. And even here, like, you made a little mistake in your name and how you were drawing it. Yeah, and the tattoo artist said, keep the mistake. Because I was going to say, oh no, don't take that out. He said, no, keep the mistake.
Why?
Because that just gives it some character.
And how about brothers?
Well, it's the same thing. He just drew his.
My dad is going to let me look at how long my hair is, how fast it is, how fast it's growing, how fast I'm growing up, and 4.5. That Fortnite things is new things.
Hey, you got things. You got things that are gonna be your thing as well. You'll see. When you turn 12, watch. Your thing's gonna get real interesting.
Like I'd be riding a motorcycle all down the block.
No, you wouldn't be old enough for that.
Maybe you could take a video instead. What was it like for you growing up? Because phones weren't barely real. Well, barely, but you get it, right?
Yes.
And there's barely any technology.
Well, there's technology, but no, maybe not to what it is for you, but we had phones. They were cell phones. They didn't do things like these. But I mean, I grew up in Queens until I was about 13 years old. My parents and my twin sister, we lived on a very busy street.
Francis Lewis, right?
Yes. And it was a very different neighborhood in the 80s and 90s. So we weren't allowed to go outside on our block like that. But we would go like to my grandparents' house and play outside with the kids over there. In our house, we used to have this big mirror. Yeah. Woo!
What did you really do? Like, what else did you do besides like basketball and doing stuff in the mirror?
Music. The big mirror was where me and your aunt used to pretend to have concerts in front of the mirror.
Oh, I used to do that. Well, I still do it. It's like I like whenever I'm close to a mirror, I either act like it's like, oh, hello, welcome to my concert, or like, hi, how you doing? It's like when I'm by myself and no one wants to talk to me, I just talk to myself in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
Okay, continue.
Yeah, you.
What is your favorite animal and why?
I like panthers.
And why?
Because I just always thought that they were cool. I used to draw them all the time.
What's your favorite kind of bird?
Phoenix.
Oh, I forgot. So, what is your favorite sea creature?
I don't know, don't rock in the chair.
Sorry. Well, I think yours is gonna have to be a shark.
Why should mine be a shark?
Because you're strong like one. And your teeth are hard enough to even break a crab shell. How did you feel when you noticed that mommy wasn't around?
Wow. What did I think? I was relieved.
And how did you feel?
I felt relieved because the moment that I found that out, I knew.
You were going to be single?
No. I knew that I could fight for you. Because
mommy would be like, wait.
No, because your mother was sick, and I knew the fight for you would be, it would have been hard on her between both families. But with you as my child and me being your protector, I could fight as hard as possible, and no matter how bad it got, I knew everything was going to be all right.
What did you think about Mom?
Put your hands down. Ask me that with some confidence. Look me in the eye. Ask me that with some confidence. Come on. But I do. Because I have some things that I want to say, and I want to say to you.
How did you feel about Mommy?
I loved your mother. Your mother was my best friend. We fought all the time. We broke up a couple times too, but no matter what, your mother...
Couple?
Well, hundreds. But your mother was, that was...
When you say couple, I know you mean a lot.
No matter what, she was always good company. And the most important lesson I learned in that is that in being single is, like, even though your mother and I never married, we operated like we were married. So the most important lesson, we'll talk about that at another point in life. In a few years we'll have that conversation. But the most important thing I learned in looking for somebody else to marry, a wife, or that I would tell you when you're older, or something to look for in a partner, is you want someone who will always be good company, and who is somebody that you are going to want to learn about for the rest of your life. It was very much kind of a similar dynamic.
When the clock strikes 2:30, yeah.
Because in a lot of ways, you remind me a lot of your mother.
No wonder why my friends and everybody else says you look like your mother.
Well, here's the thing. You look a lot like your mom.
Is that how our genes are somehow the same?
Well, yeah. You're half me and you're half her. Here's the thing.
Half?
Yep. You look like me until people see your mother. But that's just because you make facial expressions like me. Like that. I tend to speak with my face. And you do too. What other questions you got?
What is the most hardest? When I say most hardest, I mean most hardest, and the most easiest, and the most difficult part of being single? I just said 3 questions in 1 question. So.
I said I could give you $1 when you stop calling me.
Let me pick your brain for a second and answer that question.
Huh?
Would you say that your thoughts are like connected? Like when you think about one thing, then you start thinking about something else that's related to it. Then you think about something else that's related to it.
Yeah, like when I think about sprinkles, I think about rainbows. And when I think about rainbows, I think about unicorns. And when I think about unicorns, I think about magic. And when I think about magic, I think about glitter.
And you know why you do that? Because you're a girl. You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Sprinkles. And that's it. But it's just...
Why are you just thinking sprinkles?
I say that to say just because the way that men and women think are we speak very different languages. So learning somebody's language, communication just can be difficult sometimes.
But sprinkles are mostly rainbow. And when you think about rainbows, you think about the cutest unicorn ever in the world.
I don't think about it.
Then when you think about unicorns, you think about unicorn magic from the horn.
I don't think about any of that.
And then when you think about that, you think about magic. And then when you think about magic, you think about raining glitter.
None of that.
Pretty as a picture, sweet as a smile. Yeah, 'cause I'm cute and the girl matches you.
The rest of your question.
Yes.
But what else is hard about being single?
Yeah.
I'm a pretty tough person to deal with. To deal with me, you've got to be very, very confident.
Like
and
me, I always deal with you.
Well, but you know how. But see, here's the thing. I come along with two people, and you have to be very confident to deal with the two of us. Otherwise,
The two of who?
you and I. Otherwise, we will run all over you, whoever that is.
Beat them up. Oh,
No, just
with words.